What's going on? Today I want to honor the first African American Supreme Court justice, and for mine, the only one that really counts, the late great Thurgood Marshall. Remember back in the day, reading his book, reading his history. Uh, Chadwick Bostick did a film at a particular era of Thurgood Marshall, and it came out a few years ago. But you can't really get that in that amount of time to cover what Thurgood Marshall represented, what he meant. He was very enlightened, very encouraging, very strong-minded soul brother who spoke his mind, and he didn't. He was everything that sadly that they would try to replace him with Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas can't hold Thurgood Marshall's glasses case, let alone walk in his shoes. And I'm not talking about just based on political. I'm talking about just the way they carried the ideology. Thurgood Marshall was the real deal. And it's important that this is taught. Schools don't always tell you the whole truth, the importance, the depth, the magnitude, and what everything meant. So I wanted to take the time because this happened in 1967 when he was appointed, and it was a pretty freaking big deal because you're talking 3 years past the Civil Rights Bill and 2 years past the African American rights to vote in America. All that happening within those 6 sessions. Thurgood Marshall was appointed by John F. Kennedy for president, who was assassinated back in '63. But just to show you, we're talking only 52 years ago, which isn't that long ago. Some people act like we're talking centuries ago. We're not talking that long ago. I mean, and then Clarence Thomas came along in '91 and got in, and you've only had two. So that tells you a lot right there. And then you see the contrast between Thurgood Marshall and Clarence Thomas. But needless to say, Thurgood Marshall represented a great deal of brown and boy sport education and a lot of things that were passed. And I would recommend people to read up on him, this great African American warrior, leader, trailblazer, inspiration, and read about what he represented because he truly changed the course of history and truly one of a kind, truly a unique and special civil rights leader who left a lasting impression that was felt for many, many before, during, and certainly thereafter. He paved the way for a lot. So that's my thoughts and takes about the late great Thurgood Marshall becoming the first African American Supreme Court justice back in 1967 around the state. Feel free to give me your thoughts and your takes. Hit the like, subscribe when the bell rings. A new video. You have a great day. Let's learn some history because the schools ain't teaching you all.